We are live.
Pursuant to JRH 10, I hereby open the 2022 adjourned session of the Senate and call the Senate to order. A brief moment of personal privilege. It's an honor to welcome you back. I'd also like to welcome the public and the press. And I look forward to a collaborative, thoughtful session, upholding decorum and at all points, preserving transparency and fairness in this body. We'll begin this morning with the devotional exercise, which will be conducted by the Reverend Thomas Hardy of Bethel, who is here in person. Reverend, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Governor. I think we all need to just take a breath for a moment as you begin this session and be present. As you gather in this chamber and in committees to represent the people of this magnificent place we call Vermont, and to deliberate upon the necessary, debate upon the aspirational, may you feel the firm foundations laid by those who have gone before you and upon which you build your work. On the days where your progress seems entombed and compromise seems an impossible, ephemeral illusion, may the very soils of our state shift to keep you balanced. May the seemingly frozen springs of inspiration flow with the power to dissolve in transience, as though it were the limestone of our sweetest aquifers, bringing forth an endless supply of life-giving water for your souls. May your relationships in this tense time of pandemic be enriched and deepened because of this shared experience. And despite the separation in time and space that we feel and that this requires, may these relationships become a bond as tight-knit and rich as the tapestry of the communities which you represent. May the weight of history and those who have shaped it, watching from within this granite temple of the people with their canvas, bronze, and marble gazes upon you, be as warm as sunshine upon your heads. Their words and the echoes of their deeds, a fresh breeze about your face, breathing new life into hallowed and cherished traditions, renewed and reinvigorated for our time and our place in history. May you not become jaded by the cold realities and harshness of the processes here, but find within them the joys of companionship, friendship, shared visions, cooperative solutions, for no one succeeds on their own. And as you journey through this labyrinth of competing needs, may you not be distracted by the loudest thunderclaps or the blinding lightning, but rather attuned to the faintest whispers from the deepest corners of our republic and the dim flickers of hope that linger in the darkest places, waiting to be kindled into warmth and light by acts of grace and justice. May the time you spend in this gilded cocoon not lull you into a sense of privilege, but rather imbue you with a sense of gratitude for how privileged you are to be here, serving the citizens of this state. And as you emerge from this session, may the work of your time here, reduced to the cold pages of acts and resolves, be alive as a blessing upon this state, our nation, but most importantly upon all of creation, which we are but humble and fleeting stewards, who must each faithfully attend to our part as co-creators. So, may you enter this session humbly. Go on your journey, aware of the pitfalls and snares, the siren song of simplicity, the grand illusion that we are able to weigh all the consequences of our actions or the righteousness of our decisions when viewed through the lens of history. May you know the joy of collegiality, the value of solitude, the grace of silence, the courage to learn from one another, and the warmth of compassion and the wisdom that each voice holds and its value in being heard. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend, for those poignant and thoughtful devotional this morning. I'd now kindly ask senators to stand and join me for a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Are there any announcements as we begin this morning? Seeing none, hearing none, we will move into referrals. We have 40 gubernatorial appointments for referral. They are referred to the respective committees and will be listed tomorrow in the journal for today. We have numerous resolutions to take up at this time. We will begin with joint resolution 30, a joint resolution amending the temporary rule, joint rule 22A. Please listen to the reading of the resolution.
JRS 30, joint resolution amending temporary joint rule 22A. Resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives, the temporary joint rule 22A is amended to read as follows. Rule 22A, emergency rule regarding joint committee meetings. A, the Joint Rules Committee is vested with the authority to permit any joint committees of the Vermont Legislature, including itself and conference committees, to meet and vote electronically as the Joint Rules Committee determines appropriate. If necessary, the Joint Rules Committee may make this authorization remotely in conformity with this rule. B, the authority of the Joint Rules Committee under this Rule 22A terminates on January 18, 2022. C, notwithstanding the provisions of subsection B of this rule, if the governor thereafter reissues capacity restrictions at gatherings and events or requires masks and physical distancing in response to COVID-19, the Joint Rules Committee is again authorized to meet remotely and to permit any joint committees of the legislature to meet and vote electronically as the Joint Rules Committee determines appropriate.
The question now is, shall the Senate adopt the resolution? Are you ready for the question? Senators, I will ask you to kindly unmute. We're all not here in person today. Thank you. Are you ready for the question? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've adopted the resolution. JRS 31, a joint resolution relating to provide for General Assembly to receive the state of the state message from the governor. Please listen to the reading of the resolution.
JRS 31, joint resolution to provide for a joint assembly to receive the state of the state message from the governor. Resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives that the two houses meet in joint assembly on Wednesday, January 5, 2022 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon to receive the state of the state message from the governor. And be it further resolved that the joint assembly shall be concurrently conducted electronically such that members of the joint assembly may participate as permitted by their respective chambers.
Now you've heard the reading of the resolution. Are you ready for the question? And the question is, shall the Senate adopt the resolution? All those in favor, please unmute and say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've adopted JRS 31. We now have JRS 32, a joint resolution to provide for a joint assembly to hear the budget message of the governor. Please listen to a reading of the resolution.
JRS 32, joint resolution to provide for a joint assembly to hear the budget message of the governor. Resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives that the two houses meet in joint assembly on Tuesday, January 18, 2022 at 1 o'clock in the afternoon to receive the budget message of the governor, and be it further resolved that the joint assembly shall be concurrently conducted electronically such that members of the joint assembly may participate as permitted by their respective chambers.
Now you've heard the reading of the resolution. The question is, shall the Senate adopt the resolution? Are you ready for the question? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've adopted JRS 32. We now have JRS 33, a joint resolution relating to town meeting adjournment. Please listen to the reading of the resolution.
JRS 33, joint resolution relating to town meeting adjournment. Resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives that when the two houses adjourn on Friday, February 25, 2022, or Saturday, February 26, 2022, it be to meet again no later than Tuesday, March 8, 2022.
Now you've heard the reading of the resolution. The question is, shall the Senate adopt the resolution? Are you ready for the question? All those in favor, please unmute and say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've adopted JRS 33. We now have JRS 34, a joint resolution relating to weekend adjournment. Please listen to a reading of the resolution.
JRS 34, joint resolution relating to weekend adjournment. Resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives that when the two houses adjourn on Friday, January 7, 2022, it be to meet again no later than Tuesday, January 11, 2022.
You've heard a reading of the resolution. The question is, shall the Senate adopt the resolution? Are you ready for the question? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've adopted JRS 34. We now move to Senate resolutions. We have SR 12, a Senate resolution relating to extending concurrently conducted electronic sessions and committee meetings. Please listen to a reading of the resolution.
SR 12, Senate resolution relating to extending concurrently conducted electronic sessions and committee meetings. Whereas it is critical to take steps to control outbreaks of COVID-19 to minimize the risk to the public, maintain the health and safety of Vermonters, and limit the spread of infection in our community. Whereas permanent Senate Rule 9A permits the Rules Committee to authorize sessions of the Senate during a declared emergency be concurrently conducted electronically, and whereas permanent Senate Rule 32A permits the Rules Committee to authorize committee meetings during a declared emergency to be concurrently conducted electronically, and whereas the governor of the state of Vermont issued a declaration of state of emergency in response to COVID-19, which expired at midnight on June 15, 2021, whereas SR 9, adopted by the Senate on April 14, 2021, permitted the Senate to continue Senate sessions pursuant to permanent Senate Rule 9A and committee meetings pursuant to permanent Senate Rule 32A until January 7, 2022. Whereas given continuing outbreaks of COVID-19, and in particular the Omicron variant, it may be necessary for sessions of the Senate and committees of the Senate to continue with concurrently conducted electronic sessions and committee meetings. Now therefore be it resolved by the Senate, notwithstanding the language in permanent Senate Rule 9A and 32A regarding their applicability during declarations of emergency, the provisions of permanent Senate Rules 9A and 32A regarding Senate sessions and committee meetings will remain in effect through February 25, 2022.
You've heard a reading of the resolution. The question is, shall the Senate adopt the resolution? Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay.
No.
The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you've adopted SR 12. SR 13, a Senate resolution relating to the adoption of a temporary Rule 10A. Please listen to a reading of the resolution.
SR 13, Senate resolution relating to adoption of a temporary Rule 10A. Resolved by the Senate that a temporary rule to be designated Rule 10A be adopted by the Senate to read as follows. Rule 10A, paragraph A. A senator physically entering the Senate chamber or Senate committee room shall wear a facial covering mask, meeting the minimal requirements set by the Rules Committee. If a senator is unable or refuses to wear a facial covering, the senator shall be denied physical access to the Senate chamber and Senate committee rooms, but shall be provided with alternative electronic means to fulfill the senator's duties. B, this temporary Rule 10A shall expire on the convening of the 2023 biennial session.
You've heard a reading of the resolution. The question is, shall the Senate adopt the resolution? Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've adopted SR 13. We'll now move to SR 14, a Senate resolution relating to the adoption of a temporary Rule 10B. Please listen to a reading of the resolution.
SR 14, Senate resolution relating to adoption of a temporary Rule 10B. Resolved by the Senate that a temporary rule to be designated Rule 10B be adopted by the Senate to read as follows. Rule 10B, Section A. A senator physically entering the Senate chamber or a Senate committee room shall have fully protected vaccination or shall provide on a weekly basis proof of a negative NAAT COVID-19 test. If a senator does not have fully protected vaccination and is unable or refuses to provide a weekly negative NAAT COVID-19 test for the current week, the senator shall be denied physical access to the Senate chamber and Senate committee rooms, but shall be provided with alternative electronic means to fulfill the senator's duties. Paragraph B. The Rules Committee shall develop and adopt a policy and procedure for implementing this temporary Rule 10B consistent, as applicable, with the model legislative vaccination and test policy. Paragraph C. This temporary Rule 10B shall expire on the convening of the 2023 biennial session.
Now you've heard a reading of the resolution. The question is, shall the Senate adopt the resolution? Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. Kindly unmute. Yes, the senator from Caledonia is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm not sure who it would be that would be able to answer questions regarding this resolution. I don't know whether that would be the pro tem, but would like to ask a question.
The resolution is offered by the Committee on Rules, which I believe the President Pro Tem chairs. The President Pro Tem, the senator from Windham, is recognized.
Madam President, the NAAT COVID-19 test, as I understand it from working on various committees over the summer and fall, is a test that could take up to 3 days to provide results, as opposed to the antigen test, which provides a result in 15 minutes. I do understand the antigen test is less accurate, but I also know that the delay in getting the results of the NAA test could provide a very large problem for the Senate. And I am curious as to, if we use today as an example, there are people in the chamber, assuming we've passed this already, they have not taken an NAAT test, but even if they took it today and were positive 3 days later, in the 3-day interim, they are walking around the building. So I am questioning as to what the Rules Committee is thinking with respect to using this test as opposed to an antigen test.
Appreciate the question. Thank you, Madam President. The thinking was, Senator, that there is no date specific or day specific regarding weekly testing of the NAAT or PCR test. It was the belief of the Senate Rules Committee that because they were more reliable tests, that it was preferable to produce that information than to have a less reliable antigen test upon arriving at the State House. It was, I just want to remind folks, this was a decision that was made by your Senate Rules Committee, which consists of leadership of the majority and minority parties within the Senate. And it was the belief that keeping the resolution open to a weekly test and not tying it to a date certain was a way to allow people time to get that test to us here in the Senate.
Madam President, if I could continue the date, if you will, of taking a test and the return of that test result, does the senator's entry into the chamber hinge on the test result being already available? In other words, would they be allowed to enter the chamber prior to the test result coming back?
We'll give the senator from Wyndham a moment to confer with the secretary.
Madam President, this was a recommendation that came from the Joint Rules Committee, and it was a policy that was recommended by the Sergeant of Arms and the Capitol Police in communication with experts on this particular policy. And if you look at Part B of the resolution, the Rules Committee will be developing and adopting a policy and procedure for implementing this temporary rule. So there are going to be multiple opportunities for us to get feedback to the Senate Rules Committee to work out some of the details. I think the important part of this, Madam President, is that we want to make sure that anyone walking in the chamber has done all due diligence to ensure that they have a negative test that they can supply.
Thank you.
I appreciate the answers to my questions, Madam President. Madam President, I just want to say that in my understanding of what we're trying to do here, we're trying to make sure nobody enters the building that could be positive. And I am uncomfortable with the way this is set up because as I read it, the only way the Rules Committee can develop a policy is going to be surrounding a test that I understand can take up to 3 days to get a result back. And if the intent is to make sure that the building is not being occupied by people who have, in fact, COVID, this does not meet what I would understand to be the desire. So accordingly, I'll be voting no on this resolution. Thank you, Madam President.
Senator from Wyndham is recognized.
If I could, Madam President, I just want to remind the senator that any senator who is not able to produce this in a timely manner shall still have access to voting and participation as per the resolution we passed previously. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. The question is, shall the Senate adopt the resolution? Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay.
No.
The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. And you've adopted SR 14. We have one final Senate resolution to take up. The SR 15, a Senate resolution for the establishment of a committee on reapportionment. Please listen to a reading of the resolution.
SR 15, Senate resolution relating to the establishment of a committee on reapportionment. Resolved that the Senate rules be amended by adopting a temporary Rule 24.1 and by amending temporarily existing Rule 24 as follows. First, by adding a new Rule 24.1 to read as follows. 24.1. A committee on reapportionment shall be appointed consisting of 7 members, at least 4 of whom shall be of the majority party and at least 2 of whom shall be of the minority party. Second, by amending Rule 24, 6th paragraph by striking out the following civil defense and reapportionment and inserting in lieu thereof the following and civil defense. This amendment to the Senate rules is temporary and shall expire upon final adjournment of the biennial session of 2022.
Now, you've heard a reading of the resolution. The question is, shall the Senate adopt the resolution on its part? Are you ready for the question? The senator from Wyndham is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Just by way of explanation certainly for new senators, we will be appointing a committee, and by we, I mean the Committee on Committees will be appointing a committee on reapportionment. For the last 2 cycles of reapportionment, this is how we've done it in the Senate because the Government Operations Committee, as you well know, only meets for half a day, and this is an important bit of work that we're doing in reapportionment. And so in past years, it is felt that having a 7-member body to deliberate on reapportionment, a bipartisan committee with geographic diversity that will meet outside of regular committee time is the best way for us to address this critical issue. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Senator. Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and you've adopted SR 15. We will now move to referrals. We have 7 bills for referral under temporary rule 44A. These bills failed to make crossover and under rule 44A are referred as follows, and I will list the bill number and the committee of referral. S-120 to appropriations, H-175 to natural resources and energy, H-265 to health and welfare, H-361 to government operations, H-444 to government operations, H-446 to natural resources, and H-454 to government operations. We'll now move to Senate bills for introduction. We have 42 Senate bills for introduction. Senators have received a list of these bills. You should have them in your email. And I will recognize the senator from Wyndham.
Thank you, Madam President. At this time, I move that the rules be suspended so that all new Senate bills being introduced and read for the first time today be read by number only.
With appreciation. Thank you, Senator. The senator from Wyndham has now moved that the rules be suspended so that all new Senate bills being introduced and read for the first time today be read by number only. Are you ready for the question? All those in favor, please unmute and say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes appear to have it, and we will now suspend the rules and introduce bills today read by number only.
S-150.
To Senate Judiciary.
S-151.
To Natural Resources and Energy.
S-152.
To Finance.
S-153.
To Health and Welfare.
S-154.
To Finance.
S-155.
To Government Operations.
S-156.
To Government Operations.
S-157.
To Economic Development, Housing, and General Affairs.
S-158.
To Government Operations.
S-159.
To Economic Development, Housing, and General Affairs.
S-160.
To Health and Welfare.
S-161.
To Finance.
S-162.
To Education.
S-163.
To Judiciary.
S-164.
To Health and Welfare.
S-165.
To Health and Welfare.
S-166.
To Judiciary.
S-167.
To Finance.
S-168.
To Government Operations.
S-169.
To Finance.
S-170.
To Government Operations.
S-171.
To Government Operations.
S-172.
To Government Operations.
S-173.
To Government Operations.
S-174.
To Government Operations.
S-175.
To Government Operations.
S-176.
To Government Operations.
S-177.
To Health and Welfare.
S-178.
To Judiciary.
S-179.
To Judiciary.
S-180.
To Judiciary.
S-181.
To Government Operations.
S-182.
To Judiciary.
S-183.
To Judiciary.
S-184,
to Judiciary,
S-185,
to Judiciary,
S-186,
to Health and Welfare,
S-187,
to Judiciary,
S-188,
to Agriculture,
S-189,
to Education,
S-190,
to Transportation,
S-191.
to Health and Welfare. Thank you, Secretary. This brings us now to the orders of the day. I don't believe we have any today, so I will kindly seek an adjournment motion from the Senator from Windham.
Thank you, Madam President. Pending announcements, I move that the Senate adjourn until Wednesday, January 5th at 1 p.m.
The Senator from Windham has moved that subject to any announcements, the Senate do adjourn until Wednesday, January 5th at 1 p.m. Are there any announcements this morning? The Senator from Chittenden is recognized. Senator Lyons. Kindly unmute.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam President. Health and Welfare will meet at 10:45, and we will be meeting virtually. Thank you.
Thank you. The Senator from Chittenden is recognized. Senator Sirotkin.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Economic Development will meet at 10:50.
Thank you. The Senator from Bennington is recognized. Kindly unmute, Senator.
Senate Judiciary will meet at 11 a.m.
Thank you. The Senator from Washington is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Finance will meet at 1:30.
Thank you. And the Senior Senator from Caledonia is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Appropriations will be meeting at 1. Normally we start at 1:30, but just today we're scheduled for 1 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you. The Senator from Bennington, Senator Campion, is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Education will meet at 1:30.
Thank you. The Senator from Essex Orleans is recognized.
Yes, thank you. Senate Ag will be meeting tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Senator. And the Senator from Grand Isle is recognized.
Madam President, Senate Transportation will be meeting at 10:45. Thank you.
Thank you. And the Senator from Windham, Senator White, is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Government Operations will meet at 1:30.
Thank you. Are there any further announcements? The Senator from Addison is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Natural Resources and Energy will meet at 11 a.m. this morning.
Thank you. Are there any further announcements? I've already connected with Senator Sirotkin and Senator Cummings. Are there any, just making sure I'm not missing anyone with patience, as we've got folks in the chamber as well. The Senator from Windham is recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. It is a point of personal privilege, if I may, to say it is a joyous day in that we get to dive into our work on behalf of Vermonters. It's why we run, it's why we serve, so we are excited to get back to work, but it's also a day of grieving for many Vermonters. We have lost hundreds of Vermonters over the course of the pandemic, and I was finding some comfort this morning, as it is my habit to read a thoughtful quote at the beginning of each week to start our week. I will be reading something from Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, who many of you may know as someone who's written quite a lot on grieving. The reality is that you will grieve forever. You will not get over the loss of a loved one. You will not learn to live with it, but you will heal and you will rebuild yourself around the loss you have suffered. You will be whole again, but you will never be the same. Nor should you be the same, nor should you want to be. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Senator. The Senator from Windham has moved the Senate do adjourn until Wednesday, January 5th at 1 p.m. Are you ready for the question? Kindly unmute. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and the Senate stands adjourned until Wednesday, January 5th at 1 p.m.
Okay, John, let's.